but I go to the movies to go to the movies. I don't go there to be this like luxury VIP service. I want that. I'll stay at home and have Kristine take care of me. You know?
And now, coming to you from the K2 Studios in San Diego, California, it's the world-famous Chris and Kristine Show.
Hey, what's happening, everybody? How you guys doing today? I am Chris.
And I'm Kristine, and welcome to episode 30 of the Chris and Kristine Show.
Wow, episode 30. Wow, that's getting old. That's getting up there. You know what I'm saying?
I know. I was trying to like count up how many months that is in terms of weeks, and it's over 7. It's like 7.5. We took like 1 week off, so I think that we are almost at our 8-month mark. Can you believe it?
No way. 8 months?
I know.
Wow, we're like professionals. We're like seasoned pros now.
I know,
you know?
right?
Like, hey, if you guys have any podcasts out there, you need some tips, or just ask us grizzled veterans, big 8-month veterans, on how to do this.
I know, but if you look at what we've accomplished over the course of 8 months, we've got this podcast going. We've helped our boys launch the Gem Boys Show podcast.
Oh, yeah.
We have some other special projects that we're doing with the Chris and Kristine Show that if you're a subscriber, you know.
We do?
Yes, only our subscribers
You gotta let me know this stuff. Show a meeting. I'm saying, let me know what's going on here, because I'm kind of getting the clue. I didn't get the email, the memo, or anything. You know?
Dude, you're the producer. You always know everything.
Oh, that's right. I do have that like director's chair, and the director like memo on my office is the director and producer and distributor and licensee. And
actually, it just says diva on the back, on the back, and it captures everything.
With that little crown on the word above the D is like a crown. Yeah, fantastic. So, Kristine, what has been going on? Today happens to be everybody listening. Thank you for listening, by the way. We really appreciate you guys listening and telling your friends. And yes, I am here in the studio, and Kristine is actually here in the studio tonight. And it is Sunday. On this weekend.
Is that what today happens to be?
I think so. Very easily, you can easily lose track if you are on the big queue. You know what I'm saying?
I know. The remote work schedule has me mixing up my days. Great thing is I have a calendar, so that's nice.
Right. And yeah, this Sunday night, the last of the weekend. But for most people, it doesn't really matter. Whatever. Every day's a Saturday for your concern. You know what I'm saying?
We're all working. But let's see what's been happening. So we had Zeke here for 5 days with us, and he just headed home to his dad's house today. We drove him up halfway. We got to meet at the big Magic Mountain Six Flags rest area.
So I guess that Magic Mountain, I believe, is the halfway point to Fresno.
Yeah, but there was really no magic at Magic Mountain this time.
Well, it was pretty dead because nobody's there and the place is closed. But what we're saying is we actually drove halfway, met Ezekiel's dad halfway. So we did the switcheroo at the Wendy's parking lot. And since it's pretty dead and that place has like nothing going on, that whole area. So it was like 2 cars in the whole parking lot.
Right,
of
seriously.
Wendy's.
And the Wendy's wasn't, well, maybe it was open because that person pulled up to the drive-through right when we got there, but it looked like it was completely dead. And it was so crazy on the drive up there. We had to pre-think through where we were going to stop because we get so used to just stopping at restaurants, going and grabbing a drink, going in and using the bathroom and getting back on the road. And we came to the spot in the road where Chris is like, I really need to stop and use the restroom. So I was like, okay, get off at the next exit.
Yeah, I got off the next exit, and we go there, and there's like a shopping center. I think it was at a Starbucks or something.
Yeah, there was. Uh-huh.
So we pull up around there, and of course, in California, if you're not aware, the governor made a big deal that we're not allowed to go anywhere or go in restaurants or any of that stuff. So I'm like, I gotta go take a leak. So we pull up in the parking lot there, and just so happens there was construction going on in the same property. There was like more businesses being built
because everything was closed except for drive-through.
Right. So I asked Kristine earlier today. I said, hey, what do you do if you have a car? Like, what do you do for food if you don't have a car? You know, like everything's drive-through, but you have to walk somewhere. How do you get your food? You know, but that's either here or there. But we went over to the construction site and happened to be a porta potty that was unlocked. I said, but it also had a sink and like water, and it had the faucet with the water and the soap dispenser. It had the whole thing, and it was up and running, so it wasn't locked. So I went in there and used it. Had the kids use it too. And even Kristine went and used it. But when Kristine went and used it.
Okay, I've got to tell this. So I walk in after all 4 boys had, and in this porta potty, there's like the little boy urinal area. Then there's a regular toilet area. And I get into the little porta potty, and as a girl, the first thing that I always check for is, you guessed it, toilet paper. But if you've been watching the news, then you know everybody's fighting for toilet paper.
I didn't think about that.
I totally thought of it.
They stole the toilet paper from the porta potty?
Or they took it out for the weekend because they were afraid somebody was going to come and steal it.
That's like gold, you know?
I know, right? It's like, what's your currency?
That's currency. Toilet paper's
like,
currency.
How many rolls is that?
Wow.
So I go into the porta potty and then I step out and I go, Chris, I'm going to need you to get me some napkins from the glove compartment. And he's like, what? Why? For washing your hands? I was like, no, because there's no toilet paper. And he's like, oh, babe, I'm sorry. I didn't... You can finish what you said.
Well, I didn't think of that. I didn't think that it wouldn't have toilet paper in there. I was like, it didn't dawn on me. I didn't even look for toilet paper when in there. You know, us boys went in there, did our business, and got out. I didn't even think about it. I mean, like, the less time I'm in that porta potty, the better. But it was pretty clean, I think, for a porta potty.
Yeah, it was.
For a construction port. It must have been like, they must have just dropped it off, and then they just called quits on the job or whatever. And then so they just, or it could have been the weekend, you know? I don't know, you know?
Yeah, so it was an interesting little expedition today, and fortunately, we were able to stop at a rest stop, at a gas station, and take care of our needs on the way back, and then get home. And so we were home, and Chris was asking me if I wanted to do a podcast on the way home tonight.
I know,
she
was fighting me about it. She's like, I don't know if I want to.
No,
I don't know.
I'm hangry. We've been arguing all day.
Yeah, she was. Oh my gosh.
Gosh, come on. I was like, we've been arguing all day. And he's like, what else is new?
Yeah, that's what we do best.
And then...
that's why we bring all our energy out. We bring our creativity out and then anger.
Then we were sitting at dinner, and we were... we picked up the Texas Roadhouse just opened.
Yeah, shout out. New restaurant just opened up down the street. But because they're on lockdown like everybody is right now, especially restaurants, they have this weird system where you drive up to the parking lot, and there's a guy outside with they got like one of those awnings.
Yeah.
Had like a shade awning out there with a clipboard, and I don't know if he had a computer. Did you have a computer with him?
Just a clipboard.
A clipboard with some menus, and he handed them out to the car that came up, us, and he was like, "Oh, here, you know, want to order something, blah blah, whatever." So we get our menus, and then there's every parking space in the parking lot had numbers on them with a code or something like A14 or D14, whatever. And he put you into a parking space, and that was your assigned parking space. Like, I guess your booth, essential to like a booth inside the restaurant. They give you a parking space. You go to the parking space. They give you a menu. A waitress comes out to that parking space, takes your full order, and then they run it in there. It's just as if you are sitting down in the restaurant, although you're sitting in your car, and they bag it up and bring it to you to go because nobody's allowed inside the place. So they got to make business somehow.
Right. And so we brought that dinner home, and we sat down, and we were eating our steak. And as I'm eating, and I'm a little bit less hangry with every single bite, I was like, Chris, maybe I'm up for the podcast tonight. And he was like, okay. So here we are with you tonight, and we're super excited.
Yeah, you're welcome, by the way. It was all my idea. So, you guys are welcome.
Yeah, don't be a turkey.
What?
It's a turkey. It's a joint effort here, buddy.
What's a turkey?
I said, don't be a turkey.
What do you mean? Like be a gobble kind of turkey?
Yeah, don't be a turkey.
I thought it was like, sure. I thought you were trying to call me a diva or something.
Well, I called you that earlier, and now you're a turkey, so you're a turkey diva.
Whatever.
It's like a new kind of a sandwich.
I guess so. They come with like the sparkly pink mustard.
Yeah, it does, for sure.
Okay.
Bedazzled bread.
I want the bread with the bedazzles around the edge crust.
I'd like the sparkly bread, please. So we're really excited for episode 30 tonight. We have some fun.
Episode 30? Wow, already?
Some fun hot topics, and we're going to be coming back with that right after this.
Hey there, K2 crew. We love having you as our loyal listeners.
To keep up to date with what's happening behind the scenes, check us out on social media.
Yeah, you can find us on Instagram and Twitter.
And don't forget to follow our Facebook page.
Yeah, tag us in your favorite fun stories, and guess what? You might just end up on the show.
Ooh. And now it's time for Hot Topics. Do.
Woohoo! Fantastic. What you got tonight for us, baby?
Well, we're not saying the Q word, But we are going...
Cutie pie.
We are going to talk about some things that have changed this week in the entertainment industry. Are you ready for this?
Ooh, like what?
Okay, so Disney, I don't know if you know this, Disney Pixar.
I've heard of them.
They released a new movie on March 6th in the U.S. called Onward.
Onward, let's go. It sounds like a big fighting movie. Like,
I know,
onward,
right?
let's
It's
fight
like,
these guys.
Onward, we march. So, yes, they released it on March 6th. And I remember because Ezekiel and I drove through downtown Hollywood on the night that it was premiering or that it was opening. And it looked like a pretty cool movie. But as you may know, many movie theaters across the United States have temporarily closed their doors. Wouldn't you say that?
Well, they say temporarily, but the government's saying it's like more permanently. Temporarily, it's like it's going to be a long-term thing. And the businesses, especially movie theaters, oh my goodness. I mean, what are they going to do? Because now they made a rule that no more than 10 people can congregate together. And if you know movie theaters, they got more than 10 seats. You know what I'm saying?
And so some of the movie production companies had just released some pretty big movies. And so what these movie companies were faced with is they have these mega $1 million movies that they had in the theater, and now there's nobody there to watch them.
Right. That's got to be a bad business model, actually, if you think about that.
Right. I mean, think about it. You've plugged thousands and, millions of dollars into actors and actresses and cartoon animators. I mean, if we're talking about this movie Onward, and 10 days into your run, you have to close your doors. What would you do?
What? 10 days in, you know, a lot of these movies that are coming out, I do believe a lot of movie companies are actually putting them on hold, and they're going to put them out towards the end of the year.
Right. That's for those of them that hadn't yet released them. But if you had this, you anticipated it being a blockbuster hit, and it's there for a week and a half, what would you do?
I don't know. I guess you probably just leave it because you already paid the money to put it out, right?
Well, that's what you would think, but then that's setting yourself up for failure. Well, something new happened, and it's the first time this has ever happened really for us in this way. But Disney decided after a very short run in the movie theater with Onward, and it was finding great success, that after these movie theaters started to close, instead of just leaving it hanging out there and it fizzling out, they went to do a direct digital download. And on April 3rd, it's going to be on Disney+.
Wait, so when does the digital download come out?
This Friday.
This Friday coming up?
Like 5 days from now.
So how long has it been in the theater for already?
March 6th. That's it. And today is the 21st, 22nd.
So theoretically, it's going to go from movie theater opening day to digital download within the span of like a month?
3 weeks.
Less than a month?
Right. And then it's going to go from movie premiere March 6th to Disney Plus in less than 30 days.
You know, usually that happens with really, really bad movies that are just like horrible. They're so bad, the movie theaters are like, just get those out of here. And they go straight to like TV. You know what I'm saying? But I haven't seen Onward, and it's Disney or Pixar?
Disney Pixar. It's the same company that owns both.
Is it? Well, I do believe that the Pixar movies are a little bit a better grade quality of a movie than the Disney ones are. Have you seen them? You know?
Yeah.
Pixar, you know, they know what they're doing. You know, they're pretty good. Their movies are always winning at the Oscars. They're always getting like best animated movie all the time. Disney had a few of them that made it. I think the movie Zootopia, I believe that was a Disney brand, not the Pixar brand. So,
yeah, I think so. But the point with this one is like, it's the very first time that we've ever seen a really good and a successful movie go from...
But was it successful? How do we even know?
Yeah, no, it was having those first couple weeks, because they do like box office release numbers, and it was making millions and millions of dollars.
But right now it's a dead season, right? March is like the horrible season for movies.
Well, I don't know. But what they ended up doing is they're going to take it straight to consumers, because the reality is, while they didn't have the theaters open to people going out to the movies, now they have an absolute captive audience at home with people that have unlimited time on their hands.
Well, I don't know about unlimited time, but they do have time on their hands. And actually, did you know I do believe the average digital download, because I buy like all my movies, I buy them all digital download. On my Google Play account. Shout out Google Play. What's up? Google Play, Apple, whatever you have. It's all the same stuff. I have a Google library on my tablet. By the way, it also works on iPhone and Apple too, by the way. with the app they give you. But I have it on my Google tablet, and I have probably like, how many movies? Like I have like 20 or 30, maybe 50.
Oh, I don't know. You have a ton of them in your movie library.
I know. I used to get the digital. Every movie I'd buy, like, or get a copy of. Somebody would buy the actual disc movie, and included with the disc movie, it'd be like, here's your free. You get a free digital coupon for the free digital version,
and you swipe them, don't you?
Of course I did. I said, hey, can I get your digital copy? Yeah, no, I don't use that. Sure. So I would get the digital copy of whatever movie someone bought.
Isn't that piracy? If somebody else bought it and they give it to you?
Because they're giving me the digital coupon in that they purchased.
Okay.
You can only use it once.
All right.
So you use it once. I get it. I plug it into my Google account. You go type it in, the code, and then it'll say, you want to purchase this? Sure, no problem. And then you click yes, and then it automatically pops up in my Google library, and it's already there.
Okay, but you were saying that, do you think that digital downloads, like, I mean, when a movie used to come out, and it would be in like a hard copy where you would go and buy it at the store.
Right.
You know, people used to tell the sales like that. Are these digital downloads, like, is it something that a lot of people do? Because I don't do them.
Oh, well, I believe, the thing of the digital downloads is that it comes out first. Like, before the actual hard copy release of the movie, the digital version will be available probably, I think it's either 2 weeks or 1 week prior to the actual disc.
So it's like VIP status, get the movie early.
Exactly.
It's kind of like you're in the cool kid club.
Exactly.
So their sales are a little bit higher, maybe.
Yes. And they're a little cheaper, too. I just bought some movies on 4K. I think I bought the new Star Wars movie on 4K, and it was only like $24 or $20. Maybe.
So with this one, it was very successful in the theater, and it's going to digital download like this Friday, and then it's going to come out in another week and a half on Disney Plus. Do you think many people are going to buy it on digital download or just wait for it to come out on Disney Plus?
I personally think it's probably best for that movie just to wait for Disney Plus. Is it a week later?
2 weeks later.
2 weeks later. Now, this isn't Star Wars. This isn't like some big epic movie that everybody's going to jump on immediately.
No, but it is a new Disney Pixar animated film, which those typically are high demand for kids.
Yeah, but Disney cranks out cartoon movies like every month. So do they?
No, they don't.
Yeah, so it's not like it's a huge, like, oh my gosh, we're waiting for 10 years for this to come out. I mean, they've been waiting for like, what, a few months maybe?
I don't know. Well, I mean, it's a couple weeks since it was in the theater, just a couple of weeks. And so...
Listen, I know nothing about the movie. Honestly, I know nothing. I've seen trailers for it. It's not something personally I would have to go run out and see. If it's on Disney Plus and I'm bored and there's nothing else I want to see, and emphasize I'm bored, I might go check it out.
LOL.
No,
well, I think that the point that I'm trying to bring up, Chris, is that I think that this is a big switch from the big box theaters having to have the full monopoly on new releases of movies. I mean, we started to see over the last couple of years these big movies hitting the streaming platforms like Bird Box, and then
that was never in the theater. Bird Box,
right? But this is what I'm saying. So it came out on those streaming services first, but this one is like we went into the theater and we had all of our money invested there, and when the theaters weren't open, now we're going to go onto the streaming platform, and it makes me ask the question of, are movie theaters on their way out? Is it like the end of an era?
No. I mean, I see what you're saying, how people at home have really good TVs now.
Right. And unlimited time to just like couch surf and watch what they want.
This is a temporary, unlimited time you keep talking about. It's a temporary thing. It's not a forever thing.
I know, but I think about like if I want to go to the movies, I've got to get dressed.
I love going to the movies. Are you kidding me? I love the whole experience of it all.
But sometimes I like to go to the movies, but sometimes I would really like it if I could watch that brand new movie on my own TV at home. And I'm wondering if this is going to be an option for us, because I, for one, would say, yes, let's do it, Disney. Put it on Disney Plus. Put it on direct download. Chris, you can go to the movie theater all you want. I will be germ-free and at home, and I will pop my own popcorn and save my money.
Yeah,
that's my philosophy.
Yes, you can save money. Now, did I mention it was like $20, $25 per download? Now, you keep that forever. That is your digital copy.
Exactly. Forever.
What does it cost to go to the movies at, say, a nighttime show for one person?
It's like $15 a person.
Is it $15?
Yeah, it's like $14 to $15 per person.
I thought it was closer to $20, but...
Plus concessions.
Oh my goodness. $40 for popcorn.
And you can't wear pajamas. Well, I mean, you could wear pajamas.
But you can't. I see people go there all the time with pajamas on. My goodness.
But I'm just saying, I really do wonder if this is the end of an era. If in the midst of all of this chaos, confusion, whatever you want to call it right now, if we're actually seeing some major moves that are going to happen as a result of this. One being, will they bring the movie theaters back?
Yes, they will, because going to the movies, it's when you're in that theater, it's a big room. The sound is perfect. It's loud. It's bassy.
As is our living room.
Okay, to each their own. But yeah, I got a new subwoofer, by the way. Well, it's not that new, but anyways, that's neither here nor there. But the point being is that you're in the theater, you get the whole experience. There's something magical about being in the movie theater that you can't get at home unless you have an actual theater room. And who has that? Most people don't. Some people do, but.
Yeah, there is something nice about like walking into a theater, and I get that, like sitting down. But then again, at the end of the day, if I have the opportunity to save $100, because if you're taking an entire family to the movies,
with popcorn and everything, oh my god,
you're dropping $100. And if I could just spend $25 and not have the kids go crazy and have to miss segments of the movie because we're having to run to the bathroom to then bring a kid back, it just makes me wonder. Are we going to come back from this?
You know what you sound like, Kristine? You know what you sound like? You sound like the first guy that had the very first commercial for the VCR. You know, it's like, don't go to the movie theater. You can watch your movies at home.
Right. So we've come full circle. Well, and obviously it's working. If Disney is saying they weren't able to keep Onward in the movie, it was not able to go onward.
That should be their tagline. We could not go onward in the theater. So we're pulling it back for you guys. And speaking of streaming services, a lot of these other, like Netflix, they have a lot of movies that they're really like pushing on their platform that they made it's like Netflix's movie studio.
Right.
And they have some really big budget movies. I haven't seen, the only one I saw was that Bird Box one, a couple years ago?
But then wasn't that one, The Irishman, up for an Oscar?
A bunch of Oscars it was up for. And it was just a Netflix movie. And there was another one called the Marriage Story, or
Marriage Story.
Right, with what's that chick's name? Chick from
Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah, Scarlett Johansson, and Adam Driver played the husband.
Right,
which was he plays the guy in Star Wars. Anyways, so they those were on Netflix. There was another one too that was on Netflix, I believe too. But
exactly my point. And they got lots and lots of viewers, and they're getting recognized for awards.
Those were never in the theater.
Right.
Those are only on Netflix. They say right on there, no, only on Netflix.
And that's what I'm saying is we're starting to prove that the at-home streaming movies that are debuting can rival the crowds that go out to the movie theater. And so I'm calling it. I'm looking at my crystal ball. I'm looking at the future. And I'm thinking what I project is going to happen is that we're going to start to see more of these movies at larger production companies, aka Disney Pixar, going straight to a streaming service near you, and maybe saving those big releases for the movie theaters,
like new Star Wars or something like that.
Right, like bigger ones. But
new Avengers.
I predict we're going to start to see like more luxury movie theaters, and so people are going out for the luxury experience.
I hate that. I
love it.
I have never ever gone to one of those.
So how do you know that you hate it?
I would hate that. Excuse me, the waiter in front of me ordering steak and lobster right in front of me. Get out of the way! I'm trying to watch the movie.
They don't do that. They are quiet and they come to the side of you. Yes, I have gone, and yes, I've taken our boys, and they come ahead of time and they bring you your food, and then they hand it to you quietly, and then they leave.
That is okay. Here's the thing. I would find that first off, that concept, to each their own, great. But I go to the movies to go to the movies. I don't go there to be this like luxury VIP service. I want that. I'll stay at home and have Kristine take care of me. You know? And then we can watch it at home. Netflix. We can Netflix and chill, and Kristine can be my chef. If we want to do that, I guess we can do that. But I'm not going to spend $100 per ticket to go to some movie that I could probably care less about.
Well, I think that we're going to agree to disagree, but it is an interesting trend.
Oh, and one more thing.
What?
I got to
okay.
I got to run this by you. I just thought of this, Kristine.
Yep.
And you listening, I just thought about this too.
All right.
Check this out.
All right, do it.
Now, if there was a streaming service that on your whatever device, and it offered brand new movies, like talking maybe a week out. Like say a movie got released on Friday, so by the following Friday, it was available for streaming on this service.
Yes.
How much would you pay a month?
Exactly. This is what I'm talking about.
How much would you pay a month?
I think I would probably pay $25 a month.
So $25 a month, and you got access to premiere movies that were just released.
Yeah, not like B-list or C-list movies. I want the A-list movies. I want the equivalent. Like, I would pay the equivalent of maybe 2 to 3 movie tickets a month. 2 to 3 movie tickets a month.
At full price or like matinee?
Matinee.
Okay, let's take 10 bucks. Okay, that's 10 bucks. That's like $10 a month.
$10 each movie. That's like $30 a month.
And you had unlimited streaming?
Yes. I would even take limited. I would even say, give me 6 movies a month, and I would pay $30 a month.
But what movies would it be? How about like the movies even the airplane? You know the ones you have on the airplane? The ones that are like, they're not quite available to watch.
Those are still old. Those are
No, they have newer
Chris,
ones.
I fly a lot.
I know, but there's some.
They're like 6 to 8 to 10 weeks old.
Yeah, but they're not like, they're almost about to become out on DVD, but they're not quite there yet. They're like out of theaters, but not quite on DVD.
They're like pre-VD.
Yes, there you go. Patent pending.
That is my new term. You're welcome. You can all use it. Pre-VD.
Pre-VD. Okay. Well, they're pre-VDs, and the pre-VDs are, like I said, 6 weeks before, 6 weeks out, right?
Yeah, so I might pay for something like that, but I have a feeling, again, I'm looking at my crystal ball, I think we're going to start to see some of that happening here in the near future as a result of the recent events where we're going to see more of these newer movies coming to a streaming service near you in a lot quicker manner. Maybe they're going to have shorter movie theater runs. I'm just saying, because if you look at the box office, you tend to get your biggest numbers in those first 2 weeks. And then after the 2 weeks, you're just trying to get the stragglers. And so stragglers, you're missing out. You're going to have to get it on direct download or on a streaming service near you so that they can maximize their buck. That's what I call.
Or you can get it from somebody that's a pirate. You know,
we do not advocate for that.
I'm just saying, if you like the pirates, you know, matey, we got our movie for you. We got your movie and plenty of booty.
Well, look out for some really upcoming new titles that are coming to a streaming service near you. It wasn't just Onward. I know that there was another movie called Emma that was getting ready to release in the movie theaters, and instead the producers decided to go straight to, I think, Netflix. And so it might start happening more and more. You never know, but there's going to be some exciting movies coming out. I think they moved things back to like October, November, and other ones that you're just going to have to find on Netflix and so on and so forth.
And I'm sure you guys have plenty of time on your hands, so
maybe not unlimited,
but a lot. Oh, by the way, I wonder, side note, but this whole streaming service, I wonder if doctors are going to be called in to do a lot of thumb strains from all my thumb clicking on my remote control.
Or social media scrolling, right?
Totally.
The texting thumbs.
Totally. And please, no more Q selfies. You know what I'm saying? Q time. All right, we'll be right back right after this.
Hey guys, what's up? It's the J-Boy Show. I'm Ezekiel.
And I'm Jacob. And I'm Mason.
And don't forget to listen to our new podcast on Apple Podcasts.
And don't forget to subscribe.
It's a lot of fun.
Yes, it is.
We talk about sports, motors, engines, and all kinds of stuff.
And YouTubers.
So don't forget to subscribe and listen in every Sunday.
All right, and keep moving forward. Wood.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. And second round, here we go. By the way, did you know that most people, Kristine, are probably at home right now? It is not by their choice.
That is correct.
It is not by choice. It is by the health organization, and the U.S. government is saying the big Q word. We're not going to say what it is, but you get the drift.
Or the term social distancing.
You know, I've been practicing that for years. You know what I'm saying? So I should be a pro.
Social distancing or emotional distancing?
Both. And winner, here I am. And speaking of people being social distancing and doing the big Q, as in quarantine, they...
Way to be subtle.
I know. So people are actually at home more and more often, and they really cannot get out to the restaurants. You know what you really want to do is I would like to take Kristine out on a date.
Ooh.
I know. Fancy dinner date.
Love it.
Oh, I know. Nice romantic date somewhere fancy. But we go there and it says, you cannot enter the restaurant.
Right.
Everything must
Closed.
be everything. No, it says closed. We are taking takeout only.
True.
Or it's closed. Well, yeah, right. Sometimes it's closed. But most of these restaurants do say takeout or a drive-through only. Mm-hmm. So what do? And then if you have any of you guys have been to the local grocery store lately in your neck of the woods, I don't know if it's everywhere is the same, but I can only assume that it is. And then if you're looking for toilet paper, good luck.
Well, you can't eat toilet paper. I mean, not really.
That's true. But I went to the grocery store a little while ago, and I went there. Oh, I'm going to pick up some bread. Where's the bread at? Oh, I just go over here to the deli, to the meat market. Oh, see hello to my favorite butcher. He's got all kinds of goodies. Are you guys moving? Where did the stuff go? Where are all you guys are cleaned out.
Right.
And then you go, well, I'm going to go over to the egg section and find some eggs because, everybody, like eggs for breakfast. Where do the eggs go?
Right.
What is going on here? Are you guys closing? And then, of course, everybody knows what's going on. So It's really hard to get food and obviously food, or you have to go drive through or
food for a meal that you can pre-plan out, because it's like when you go to the grocery store and you have something in mind that you want to make and you go and you can't find the meat that you're looking for, or you can't find the grains or the pasta that you're looking for. Pretty much the only dependable thing right now is the vegetable section.
For
fresh veggies.
Some places I've heard vegetables are cleaned out.
Right.
So I heard that's cleaned out too. So they say there's plenty of stuff to be shipping down. Well, we live down here in San Diego, so everything we get comes out of the LA basin area. San Diego is kind of like a little pocket. Everything gets brought to us. We don't have much coming out of San Diego,
right?
As far as that kind of stuff goes.
Yeah, not like food stuff.
Right, like everything, all the grocery store chains, all the food chains, pretty much everything, all the stores, the Walmarts, the Costco's, everything comes to San Diego.
That's right.
So we get everything delivered to us. So we're like a little island down here. So they're not bringing as much stuff down as or maybe they are, but they're getting cleaned out immediately. So what do? You go fast food every day? I guess you can. Junk food every day. By the way, I heard the candy aisles are stocked. The chip aisles are stocked still.
Yep.
All the junk food is stocked. All the healthy, nutritious stuff, real food stuff, it's gone.
Right.
So, did you know there was a company that came out a few years ago that was really popular for a hot minute, and then they kind of started to tank a little bit? You know what that company was, Kristine?
No.
Well, speaking of food, I'm talking about the great company called Blue Apron.
Oh, I know them. I used to have a subscription.
You used to?
Yes.
What happened to it?
Well, I moved here. And I was getting a shipment every week every week maybe. No, I set it up for every 2 weeks. And it was for meals for two because, meals for one are just kind of boring. And I wanted to, maybe have friends over or whatever. And I loved it. It was super easy. It was like everything that you need to cook was right there in the box.
In a box, like an Amazon package? They just bring it to your house?
It was a little bit of a bigger box, and then you open it up and there's like a cooler inside and there's cool packs inside. So everything that's frozen stays frozen. But I don't even know if there was frozen stuff. It was all fresh.
So if you aren't aware of what Blue Apron is, it is a online food distribution company that delivers the actual meals. They pick the meals for you, right? Or you pick the meals? I don't know.
Right. They pick the meals for you. They have
So you have
menu.
no idea what you're getting.
You do. You go in and they have the list of what the upcoming menu is, and you can.
Oh, so like kids' school lunches.
Yeah. So it's like a couple weeks ahead of time, and you can say that you want that to ship to you, or maybe you don't like that, and then you could sub out a couple of different choices. So like, let's say I wasn't super big on cooking fish. I like to eat it, but I didn't like to cook it. And so if they had like a fish meal, I might swap it out for something with like a white meat, like a chicken or a pork. Or maybe I wanted a little bit more red meat, or maybe I wanted some pastas. And so it's shipped to you. Everything's pre-portioned, including like the little like garlic butter tabs.
It must be like a little tiny little like a little sealed package or something, right?
Yeah, tiny little self-sealed packages, and then you open it up and you get a cute little menu card, a recipe card, and then you cook it according to the directions.
Is it pretty easy to follow?
Yeah, it's super easy to follow. The whole thing behind these boxed meal preparation things is it's like for people that can't cook, it's to help
really?
you cook like a gourmet meal in under 30 minutes or 40 minutes.
Wow, under 30 minutes, huh?
Yeah. And so the meats are perfectly portioned so that they cook pretty quickly and you don't need any type of really special cookware or anything like that. So it's not like you need to go run out to like Sur La Table.
Why? Do they like give you like the pans and stuff too?
No, it's just like basic cooking in a basic sauteing pan, things that you normally have. But the thing that I loved about it is that when I would ship it, because I would only ship the number of meals that I knew that I could get pretty easily, is that I didn't have to go grocery shopping.
Now, this is only for one meal for one thing, right? It's not like a whole week's worth of stuff, right?
Yeah, it's a whole week's worth of stuff.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, you specify how many meals you want.
I thought it was just one meal, one day.
No. You can say that you want 3 meals. You can be on a 3-meal plan, a 4-meal plan, a 5-meal plan. You can have it come every week, every other week. Whatever you set it for, that's what comes for you. And so that's what I said for me. When I knew that I was going to have like 3 dinner times at home, then when I showed up at home on whatever my specified delivery day was, like Tuesday, it would be sitting on my porch ready to go.
That is fantastic. So it's pretty quick, pretty easy. You just got to like click and then you pick out what you want and then it's there. It makes it so much easier. Now, guess what, Kristine?
What?
First off, let me ask you, why did you stop doing the Blue Apron? Do you remember?
Well, what happened was like I was having a little bit of a less predictable schedule and I was having like business dinners some nights, like work dinners some nights. And then maybe I didn't really like one of the meals. And then one time I hadn't logged into the app to reschedule my shipment. And so I got something and I didn't really want it. So then it ended up not getting cooked and I was like trying to give it away to a friend. And then part of it was I didn't always like the recipes that they had. But, now in hindsight, I'm thinking, man, with a family, that might not be a bad idea because it was like $40.
Per meal?
No, $40 for like a week's worth of meals.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it was pretty cheap.
When I looked it up on the website, I thought it was like $40 a meal or something like that.
No.
So when I saw it, it looked pretty pricey to me.
No, it was well, you might have thought that it was for a meal, but it was actually probably a 3 or a 4 meal plan.
Well, like a lot of new things, people jump on the bandwagon.
Right.
It does sound amazing at first. Like you probably jumped on it, but like you had problems with it where you were like never home all the time to cook it.
Right.
Or you came to your house. What do you do with it? You couldn't even give it away or sell it to somebody or what like you're trying to do. So
then there's competitor companies that came out like HelloFresh and
really?
Yeah, there's like 5 of them out now.
Oh wow, so not the only one then.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? By the way, it looks like their stock did take a big nosedive a few years ago.
Ooh.
Though probably all those, because it's like novelty things that kind of,
right.
But people have unpredictable schedules, like you said. They're always moving around, running around, doing things. And like me, I don't know if I'm going to be here or there, or what day I'm going to be home, whatnot, and stuff like that.
Right.
So it's really hard to really predict something that comes to you regularly. Was every single day, same day they gave it to you?
Well, yeah. I mean, not every single day. It was like every 2 weeks on like a Tuesday between 12 and 4. Yeah.
Always a Tuesday or whatever. So Tuesday, you better be home on that Tuesday or on Tuesdays to receive your package. If you're not, you're SOL, right?
Right. And that's really why I stopped shipping it is because like one Tuesday I was going to be traveling for work and I wouldn't be there until the next day.
Can you pause it or are you stuck with it?
You can pause it and then I just decided to cancel it.
Yeah, well, it's kind of one of those things, kind of novelty things. So what happened was their stocks started to tank a little bit. I'll bet you a lot of these companies, their stocks started to tank down a little bit. So, but now that everybody is under Q.
Yep, on the Q.
On the Q, as we like to call it, their stocks are the hottest ticket in town on Wall Street.
No, I don't buy it.
I kid you not. It's because, like we just said, everybody's stuck at home. So what do? The grocery stores are out of food right now. So what do? You got to eat. Now, you might get sick and tired of doing the Uber Eats and all that stuff being brought to you. Because that's fun and all, but that stuff gets expensive.
Right. Delivery fees and tips.
And there are people out there who just love to cook. I mean, you're one of them. You love to get the pans out. Mm-hmm. You love to get the apron out. And it may be blue. I don't know. But you bust that thing out and you like to cook. Now, what do you do if you can't get the actual ingredients because the grocery stores are empty?
Yeah, that is a real problem. And I know Chris is the beneficiary of this last night. We're going to talk about my kitchen fail last night. I tried a new recipe. I didn't have a recipe card.
Oh, yeah.
And it was a new ingredient. And it was these Chinese noodles that I got. And I thought because
wasn't it written in Chinese on the package or something?
It was, but I was looking for pasta and I found these at the grocery store that I was at. And I was like, well, I'm going to try these out. I'm going to see how they work. And then I looked up how to make chow mein and I saw that you didn't have to boil noodles. Anyways, long story short, they were overly salty. I would have loved to have a little Blue Apron menu card to help me know how to cook it and season it just right, but I didn't. And thank you for eating as much of it as you could.
Oh, you're welcome. You're all welcome. And by the way, Kristine, side note, do you think we probably should jump on the Blue Apron train?
I don't think so.
No, not even for one day a week?
No.
Because I'm home a couple of days.
No, but what I think is it's really good for like couples or for maybe couples that have older children that may not have the most selective palates, kiddos that aren't as, I don't want to say picky, but picky with their food because
right.
you could be getting something like a fillet of sole and you're making it with like
fancy pants.
I don't know, some type of truffle butter. And I'm just
is it all fancy stuff too?
Sometimes it is.
It's not like cheeseburgers and like fries.
No, very rarely is it stuff like
or
that.
Salad.
No,
chicken salad.
No, it's very rarely stuff like that. It's like couscous and chicken with asparagus tips, and it's yummy stuff that you and I, if we're cooking just the two of us, we would love it.
Sounds like something I would use I would totally use this back in the
bachelor days.
Oh, totally. If I was trying to impress a chick, let me tell you what I did. When I used to try to impress a chick, this is my go-to meal.
Hamburger helper.
No, that would step up. Let me tell you what I used to do. This is now I think back about this. Oh my goodness. I would bust out the George Foreman.
Ooh,
I had a George Foreman grill.
Fancy.
I know.
You're grilling, baby.
Well, let me tell you what I grilled. Maybe not so much. I went to Costco and I bought the Tyson pre-cooked chicken breasts that were already seasoned, had little grill marks on them and everything.
Oh my gosh. No, you didn't.
They were frozen, right? And I took those frozen things in the frozen. They were still like ice cubes, and stick them on the George Foreman as an ice cube, and try to grill them on there as an ice cube.
They already had the grill marks on there.
Yes, they did. And then for a side dish, I would do rice-a-roni.
Oh my gosh!
If for a rice, I make rice-a-roni.
You're so fancy.
And then for vegetables, what do I do for vegetables? I'm thinking what I did for vegetables. I may have not had vegetables, but they were really some of those. Oh, they were so salty because they were already packaged chicken. They were super salty.
Right.
They were already pre-cooked. I could have just nuked them in the microwave. They would have been just fine. But I
used to do that. Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? They were chicken breasts.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
I don't remember what vegetables I had. It may have been frozen or...
Well, it doesn't matter.
But anyways...
That was your way of impressing the ladies.
If I had this service, oh my goodness. They'd be like, Chef Chris is in the house. And of course, I toss all the Blue Apron wrappers and crap away so they wouldn't even know what it was.
But even if it was a Blue Apron wrapper, they would be so impressed that you
really? I don't think so.
Yes, they would have. Because they would have viewed it as you'd meal planned for the week and that you followed a recipe and that you can cook for yourself. Yes.
Oh, I thought it was like cheating,
No.
I would say this is my gourmet. I would say this is off my gourmet garden or something.
No,
I handpicked all this stuff myself.
No, so when I did this, I would have like a friend over and we would cook together, like a girlfriend. I have.
We said this stuff was easy to do.
It is, but you can cook together. Cooking together is like a fun thing to do. It's like a bonding experience. And so it's here, you mix this up and I'll set the table and let's open up a bottle of wine. And it was just really fun. But I could see how for families right now, especially those that are really struggling with trying to come up with a new rhythm of life, how something like that would be beneficial. And I could see how there could be like a really big surge, at least for a couple of weeks. Because it's a short-term, healthy solution for families.
Right.
To be able, and you can say, I want for 2 people, for 3 people, for 4 people. We prefer more starchy, less starchy. Yeah, you could do that. I could see how that would be good.
But they're not the only kids in the block. There are other companies that do the same exact thing. Now, my sister did this. My mom told me my sister Jana started doing Amazon food delivery.
Yes.
Now, do they get their food from the same stores that I get my food?
Yes.
So if the store doesn't have food, where are they getting their food?
Ooh, well, so that's why some of them are not able to fulfill the full order.
Oh.
Yeah, so I just saw a post about this. One of my friends was saying, I just got my grocery delivery and I got 12% of my order. And
12%?
And nothing to even make a complete meal. And I was like, oh, yeah.
We got crackers and ketchup, and we got that apple you wanted.
Right.
There you go. That's all we got.
And I know we're making light of it, but it's definitely that, we've got to make light of it right now. And I'm calling it #quarantine cuisine. Oh,
there you go. Yep. Fancy pants. I love it.
So we're going to be looking at what we can make from, there's this Instagrammer that I follow, Jordan Page, Fun, Cheap, or Free. That's what her website is.
Shout out.
Shout out for Jordan Page. And she talks about shelf cooking. And so that's what I've really started to do and I've been watching that for a couple of months. So I feel like it was mentally preparing me for this moment. And I'm like, Coach, put me in the game.
Coach.
Yeah.
Coach cooking.
It's like, what's in the freezer? What's in the pantry? And we're going to make it work. Just like last night. And you know what? It wasn't fantastic. But the kids ate and they were full, and you ate and you were full. We may not have eaten all of the noodles, and I'm going to get better at it next time.
Yeah, they were so salty.
They were so salty.
I don't know. Kristine said she added more salt than we did to the noodles, and we didn't. The noodles.
I added soy sauce and then sesame oil, and then I put a little bit of salt. And I did not think people about the fact that soy sauce is super salty already.
And then the noodles themselves, had salt
in them
as an ingredient.
Yes.
So, and she didn't bathe these in water or cook them in water.
I didn't. I stuck them. Oh, because I forgot to say this. Chris bought me a wok for my birthday.
Shout out! I walked to get the wok
you
for
walked
Kristine.
To get the wok. My birthday was on Friday, and Chris gave me a wok. And yes, I was in love with it. So before we get all of you people sending messages to Chris about him buying me kitchen stuff, I actually love it.
There you go.
I got new salt and pepper shakers.
And Chris, if you're a cook out there, and if you love cooking like Kristine does, you would appreciate cooking essentials like a nice wok. And I do have a what's it called? A gas range oven.
A gas range. We have a gas range. Uh-huh.
So woks fit perfectly on that thing. So it's designed for that. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. So I could get how these box food companies that have prepackaged meals are a good service, and I could see how they're helping a family, and I could see even more why their stocks shot through the roof the last couple of days.
But I wonder, once this whole Q situation calms down, I wonder if they're going to go down again.
I bet they will. I bet that it's a short-term solution, and so these companies really need to think about how do they become more diverse.
Right. I think bringing their prices down, maybe having a better selection of food, maybe having more of like a... I've never used them, so I don't know what their selection is. If it's a big selection or if it's a small selection, is it only gourmet? Is it only you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I think of things like those health companies like Nutrisystem and stuff like that. They're all doing those pre-packaged food delivery services now.
They are?
Yeah, so you can if you're signing up for Weight Watchers or Nutrisystem, you can get on this plan and we're going to send you all of your meals.
I heard that stuff's not cheap.
Yeah, it's not cheap, but it's convenient for people. And at a time like this, where they might be looking at convenience over going out to the war zone of the grocery store, it might be a good solution. But I anticipate, just like we're going to see a change with the movie theaters, that we're probably going to see a change in the buying patterns of people with the box food subscription services. I'm calling it.
You're calling it, huh?
I'm calling it.
Okay, you're calling all the shots, huh?
Nah, me and my crystal ball, I'm calling the future that...
We'll see. We'll see. I'm just going to roll with the punches and see what happens. Whatever happens, happens. I'm going to keep on running and keep on chugging along.
Yep, definitely. Think that's a good plan. But thanks so much, everybody, for tuning in this week. We are very excited to bring you this fantastic episode 30.
Episode 30. 30. And we'll be back for 31, I think. Is it 31?
Yep, 31.
It comes after 30, I think. We'll come back to you guys next week. You guys be safe out there and make sure you guys are doing the right thing. You know what I'm saying? Don't be stealing toilet paper.
Right. Especially from porta potties.
Especially from porta potties. Or your work, by the way.
Don't do it.
Yes. It sounds tempting, I know.
Don't do it. Don't get fired.
Just a roll. They won't even know. You know what I'm saying?
Don't get fired, especially if you're... But what about stealing toilet paper from work if you're working remotely from home? Then you're stealing it from yourself.
Especially not. That's the worst kind of place to steal toilet paper for. Okay, guys. You guys have a fantastic week, and we'll see you guys next week.
Remember this week that life is too short to wake up in the morning with regret.
So love the people who treat you right, forget about the ones who don't, and believe that everything happens for a reason.
If you get a chance, take it. If it changes your life, let it. Nobody said that it would be easy.
They just promised it would be worth it. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Chris.
And I'm Kristine. And until next week,
keep moving forward.